Hi, today I'm going to teach a game that focuses on the relationship between multiplication and division, partitioning equal groups from a whole, and dealing with the remainder. The game's called the remainder game or what's left or leftovers. It's a fun, engaging game that's a hands-on activity that allows for cooperative learning that focuses on a core concept and skill that is typically introduced around the grade 3. So materials for this game, you can use dice, so you can use a 6-sided die. I happen to have a 10-sided die here, or you can use just a regular set of playing cards. I'm going to use cards today. I'm going to model just using things that we can find around the house. So if you're using a deck of playing cards, when you're just introducing this game, I take out all of the face cards. You can add them in later if you would like, as the kids get more and more comfortable with dealing with these numbers. Remove all the face cards. I also have removed all the 10s for this game. You'll also need some kind of a counter. So sometimes I'll use these little discs. They're a really great resource to kind of have around the house. However, if you're not a teacher, you probably don't need to have these things around the house. You can find plenty of other things that you can use. The counters just need to be something small and easily manageable. I happen to have tons of Legos, so I am going to use Legos as my counters today. So to get ready to play the game, the first thing I need to do is I need to identify my target. That's going to be my dividend. That's going to be my whole. So to do that, since we're playing with playing cards, I'm going to make this like a game. I'm going to choose my top 2 cards here, and I have a 3 and an 8. I'm going to build the number 38, and I'm going to say, all right, 38 is my target. It is my dividend. It is my whole. I'm going to choose another card, and this card is going to become my divisor. This is what I'm going to be partitioning from my whole. So my next card is a 6. All right, so now my 6 is my divisor. That's the equal amount of groups I'm going to be removing from my whole. All right, so now I'm going to slide this down so we can really see. And I have my 38 Legos. Conveniently, there were just 38 Legos right here. So I have my 38 Legos. This is my whole. I'm partitioning equal groups of 6. So I want to see how many equal groups of 6 are there in this group of 38. Well, I'm going to take one group of 6 out. There's one group of 6. Here are 2 groups of 6. Here are 3 groups of 6. I have 4 groups of 6 now. And it looks like I still have more, so I'm going to remove another group of 6. So there's my 5th group of 6. And now some students might be saying, oh wait, I know these groups of 6. 6 of the 6s, 6 times 6. Well, right here I see, actually I don't have 6, I have 5 of the 6s. So kids might say, oh, I know 5 of the 6s is 30. 5 times 6 is 30. I still have more left in my whole, so I'm going to remove another group of 6 if I can, and it looks like I can. I have now 6 groups of 6, but I still have some leftovers. Well, I can't make another group of 6. So I've partitioned 6 equal groups of 6 from my whole, and I still have 2 left. Not enough to make another group of 6. So I'm going to take my groups of 6. Some kids might say, oh, 6 times 6 is 36. Oh, well, there's 6 equal groups of 6 inside 38, but there's also some leftover. Our leftover is 2. We're going to move these off to the side for a moment and show how we record on our score sheet here. So all you need to do for your scorecard is, I like to use just a very simple T-chart. Oh, you really can't see that. All right, so here's my T-chart. So on one side, I'm going to write my equation, and you like your equation to model your thinking. And over here, I'm going to have my remainder. And our remainder in this game is also going to be our score. So again, we started off with our target number. Our dividend was 38. If I really want students to be thinking of dividing, I'm going to use that word division. I'm thinking about 38 divided by what was our divisor? All right, our divisor was 6. We were partitioning to equal groups of 6. So we had 38 divided by 6. And what did we find? We found that we were able to make 6 equal groups of 6. So I have 6 of the 6's, or 6 times 6. Plus I had a couple of leftovers plus 2 leftovers. I can leave it like that. I can also model a little bit closer to what I actually did, was more repeated subtraction. So I started out with 38. I removed one group of 6, and then a second group of 6, and a third group of 6, a fourth group of 6, fifth group of 6, and finally I removed a sixth group of 6 before I determined that I had removed up to 36 Legos, and I still had my remaining 2 Legos, not enough to make another group of 6. In either way, I determined that my remainder was 2. In this game, my score would be 2 for that round. I would then move on to a second round. I can keep my target the same. Sometimes that's really fun to play a whole bunch of rounds. Keeping your target the same, I would just pick a new divisor. So I'd go back to my deck of cards, and I would pick a new divisor. So here's my group of 38. Here's my new divisor. And I would, again, do the exact same game using my 38, this time just a different divisor. To build upon this game, I can start to then get in the conversation about, well, here's my remainder. My remainder is 2. I can also look at my remainder in terms of a fraction. And I can say, well, I have a remainder of 2. Out of how many do I need to make an equal group? Oh, right, there's 6. So I have a remainder of 2 out of 6, or I could say 2/6. So I could look at writing my equation as 38 divided by 6 equals 6 and 2/6. When you're playing, a couple notes when you're playing this game. There's great conversation that can be had about the relationship between multiplication and division, and having kids really begin to think multiplicatively by thinking, oh, if I'm removing these equal groups of 6, how many equal groups of 6 are inside our whole? When I'm just introducing this game, developmentally students start to be ready for this game around grade 3. And in around grade 3, students are just getting comfortable with the whole idea of multiplicative thinking and no longer additive thinking. So they're not saying 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. So in that thinking, it's definitely beneficial when you first start this game to keep your target number relatively low. Like for example, for the first week or so when I was teaching this game, or maybe 2 weeks, I might keep my target number below 50, because that way I'm using the manipulatives. I really want to use my Legos. I want to see how kids are grouping these. I want to be able to give them this resource to group. If I'm starting to use many more than 50, then it becomes like kind of unwieldy, and they're all over the place. As kids continue to play the game and they refine their skills, and they're really starting to engage with that multiplicative thinking, you'll find they don't need to use the concrete manipulative, which is the Legos, any longer. And they might look at a number and they'll just say, oh, well, I know 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 is 2 away from 38. Oh, well, it looks like my remainder is 2, and they've done that now through visualization instead of manipulating physical objects here, or manipulatives. This game is called, again, the remainder game. What's left? Leftovers. Really fun game. Kids really enjoy playing with it. The great conversation can happen just through this cooperative learning style of this game. Thank you for watching this video. We're the Elementary Math Resource. You can find us on Facebook at the Elementary Math Resource.